Hello everyone, I'm Grady. I'm an intern here at PCDP, and this is Petition Circulator Training for the Justice for All petition. First, we're going to start off with a brief overview of what Justice for All is and what they do.
I'm Myra Silverman. I'm a campaign assistant.
Hi, I'm Kathy Duran, and I started out circulating petitions for Pima County Justice for All, and lately I work in the office.
In 2019, over 22,000 people were processed through Tucson Immigration Court. 62% of them with a lawyer were able to stop their deportation, while only 3% without a lawyer were able to stop their deportation. If Justice for All makes it on the ballot and is approved by Pima County voters, it will establish an Office of Immigration and Representation with Pima County funding to provide public defense lawyers for those being processed through immigration court who cannot afford one. It will also protect due process and the safety and welfare of the Pima County community as a whole. Justice for All needs around 60,000 total signatures to be able to get on the ballot in 2024, and the deadline to return these petitions is July 3rd, 2024. The only requirement for someone to be able to sign this petition is to be registered to vote in Pima County. Next, Myra is going to show you how someone needs to properly fill out the petition.
Well, what we do, there's a line guide, because if your signature goes out of this space, the county doesn't count the signature. So they just have to sign first, last name, address, zip code, city, and date. And if we get enough signatures, which we will, then it goes on the ballot.
Next, we're going to go through some common questions people have about circulating petitions. The first one being where to canvass and where to gather signatures.
We try to have people at any large event like 4th Avenue Street Fair, Tucson Meet Yourself, those kind of organizations, events at the university, family, friends, anyone we can think of, farmers markets, yeah.
Protests, marches.
Next, how do you approach a potential signer of the petition?
I just go up and say, would you be willing to sign our petition? And of course they'll say, well, what's it about? And I'll explain that this is just to get legal help for people going through immigration court. They're leaving horrific conditions in Mexico or other countries, and no attorney is assigned to them when they go to court, so they go alone. If they go with an attorney, most of the time they win their case. So we feel it's extremely important.
Okay, I would first ask if they're registered to vote in Pima County, and then ask if they'd like to sign our petition to get legal representation for folks going through deportation proceedings. And currently, for any other charge, if they can't afford a lawyer, one would be appointed for them. But if they can't afford a lawyer for things involving deportation proceedings, they are currently out of luck.
How do you deal with someone who is argumentative or hostile about the Justice for All petition?
We just say, okay, thank you, and move on to the next person. We're not confrontational at all.
That's about what I do too. Go to the next person. If I'm at a table, I'll just look at the next person. And, well, thank you, but I guess we disagree.
Finally, do you have any advice for first-time circulators for this petition?
I think I would make sure they have like a 2-line script of what to say when they're approaching people, and then that'll make it easier for them as they go along. It won't be like starting from scratch with each person.
And could you give an example of what that script might look like?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much what I say, that would you be willing to sign our petition? We're trying to get legal help for people going through immigration courts. This is just to get it on the ballot in 2024.
And usually, when I start with a new petition, lots of times I want to see someone else explain it to potential signers first.
Thank you for watching our training video. Please feel free to ask any additional questions you may have. Here is our contact information for both Justice for All and PCDP headquarters. Thank you so much for circulating this petition, and let's get Justice for All on the ballot in 2024.